Welcome back, everyone, to another Business Therapy Thursday session. And today we sit down with Hanan, who is an amazing creative genius at what she does. And the vision that she has for growing her catering business is just out of this world. So we get down deep and figure out what may actually prevent her from achieving the vision that she has for this business. Grab a pad of paper and pen because you may find some insights that may resonate with you and hold you back as well. Enjoy this Business Therapy Thursday session. Hi, I'm Marshall Stern, and I've spent over 35 years leading and growing multiple small businesses. I know firsthand the struggles of entrepreneurship, feeling isolated, lonely, overwhelmed, and feeling like you have to do it all by yourself. I've been through multiple recessions, and I have felt the highs and the lows. I've been there, and I get it. This podcast is here to change that. Every week, I will bring you straight talking advice, real-world strategies, and honest conversations about what it takes to succeed in business without the fluff, the gimmicks, or the sugarcoating. If you're ready to stop spinning your wheels and start making real progress, then you are in the right place. This is the Stern Truth. Good afternoon, Hanan. How are you?
Good. I'm doing good. How about you?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Okay. So I hear it's a little bit cold where you are right now.
Oh, it's freezing. By tomorrow, it'll be minus 40.
That's cold.
Yeah.
That's minus 40. Now, for all you people in the US, okay, don't freak out. This is actually Canadian talk, which is different. Okay. What would make today a really, really powerful session for you?
To learn aside the steps, how to get from point A to point Z. I'm not that I know what to do in my work. Aside from that, regarding business, I'm clueless about that. So to learn more about business side.
Okay. All in 45 minutes? You can teach you all about business.
Hopefully, at least these steps, how to get there.
Okay, so let's slow down for a second. Let's back up. Tell me again a little bit about your business, what it is, where you're currently at in your business.
Okay, so I do luxury charcuterie boards and fruit boards and veggie boards. I'm doing more on catering now. I'm including fruit bouquets, sandwiches, getting there to do fall on catering. Where I'm working from a commercial kitchen right now.
Mhm.
My goal in the next, by 2028, the spring of 2028, have my own location, but still do catering. But from that catering, I'm able to, my goal is to open up my own cafe, but still do catering. From that catering, I'm able to open up the cafe. So I know because I'll have the cafe, but I'm still gonna do catering at the same time. So if there's that month or two, especially say in January, February, it's not that busy because everyone's paying off their credit cards. My catering is still paying the lease for the cafe and the bills for it.
Okay. So that's 20, did you say spring of 2028?
God willing, spring, April 2028, I want to have my own location.
Okay. I love it. Love big goals, big visions. So by December of 2026, from where you are now, where do you want to be in December of 2026? That will allow you to be on that path, the trajectory towards.
So I started just recently, I started emailing businesses and I want to continue emailing businesses, mortgage brokers, event planners, companies to tell them about my business, introduce them to my business. And by the end of 2026, I want my business name to be more known because I've been in this business on Saturday. Actually, tomorrow will be exactly 1 year. I want to reach out to cafes as well, small cafes, to do wholesale.
Love that. First of all, happy anniversary.
Pardon me?
Happy anniversary.
Thank you. Thank you. So this year I'm working on to reach more businesses and do wholesale as well.
Okay, wholesale. What do you think? Okay, you talk about you said use the word clueless about business. So that's a bit of an insight, and it's also a scarcity mindset. So we need to know where we're from, where we're at, okay, in order to know how to get to where we want to get to. But you've been doing this for a year. So I don't know if you're really completely clueless about
Not
business.
100% clueless. I did this program in like the spring, summertime of this year.
Okay.
So the Immigrant Entrepreneur Canada. So they teach you about business, how to open up a business. So I got a lot of insights about it. My husband is a business owner himself, but I try not to ask him things. I want to learn on my own. So he's technically helping me where it's his commercial kitchen. He helps me cut the meats and cheeses, but regarding like accounting and businesses, I'm trying to learn it on my own. So I've learned a lot with the program and like so regarding, like I said, I know how to cut meats and cheese and make something look pretty. I'm very, very creative. I'm so good at making, and I'm confident in, I make charcuterie and it turn it into art. So I'm confident in that aspect. But how do I not only like say the goal is to open up my own charcuterie cafe, but my goal is not only to open up one, my goal is to open up a few later on. My goal is to have it as a franchise. My goal is to write a book about, my personal life and my entrepreneurship. So how do I get to those goals?
That's a great question. That's a great question. So the first thing is goals are great to have. We have to have goals. We have to, and a vision for our business, for our life. And the question, though, then, and a lot of people just sort of have that and they just try to figure it out. It's really, and a lot of people fall in love with the goals. This is where I'm aiming. The target's there. This is what I'm going to do. But they don't fall in love with the process, right? The ups and downs, the getting up early, the doing this, right? The cutting the meats, the getting the no's when you're reaching out like to wholesaler. There's going to be a lot of no's, and there might be a bunch of no's before you get a yes. But it's all part of the process. So when I work with my clients, I really want you to fall in love with the process. It's everything that happens is part of the process, as long as we stay on the right path.
Okay.
Okay. Question is, what's the right path? Because it's so easy to sort of go off over here, right? There's so much noise out there. What do you think would What do you think would take Hanan off of the path, or put in a different way, what do you think would prevent you or can prevent you from achieving what you really truly want to achieve?
What prevent me? I don't know if this will, but like hearing from other business owners their failures, so
Okay.
that would scare me to put me on the path because I had that recently happen to me. Someone spoke to me, they're like, well, why don't you just stick to catering? Why do you need a location? Why do you need a cafe? They had like a business. They have other businesses. They have like three, four businesses, but one of their business was in the food industry, and during pandemic they lost it.
Hmm.
So then they were kind of hesitant. So they're like, why can't you just stick to catering? There's like more profit in catering than opening up a location. And then you have to pay for lease, you have to pay for bills, all that. And in a way that kind of scared me, made me question, should I open up? Should I not? But then later I'm like, you know what? And I thought about it and I'm like, if I don't try, for me, that is failing. At least
Mhm.
I tried because all my life, I'm 42 years old now. All my life, I've been scared. I've had like goals and dreams and visions, and then me being scared is what held me back. Nobody held me back but my own self. That held me back, and that scared me not to go to step two and step three. So now I feel at this age, I don't have a backup plan. I'm like, this is what I want. Like, I've been a wife
Mhm.
for a long time since I was 22 years old. I'm a mom. Like, I have a 20-year-old son and an 8-year-old daughter. And my 20-year-old son, okay, I'm like, he's good. He's in university, everything. So now, and my husband's had a business since he was 31 years old. And he's 46 now. So I'm like, now it's time for me.
Right.
I'm like, there's no backup plan. This is my plan now. This is my goal. And I need to keep going. So people listening to people's stories does scare me. But then I'm like, then I think about it, I'm like, if I don't do this, I'm never gonna do it. And for me, like I said, now in this time of my life, if I don't try, that's failing. That's not succeeding.
I, I, I love that. And you're 100% right. And so I want to thank you for being open and transparent with me. What if I suggested to you to do it scared?
Like, keep going and keep doing my goals.
Yeah. Well, okay. So there's a difference. Like you don't want to understand where this other person's coming from. Okay. Uh, they're right in a lot of ways. I mean, paying a lease, there, you have the lease, you have to be there, or you have to have employees, so there's expenses, right? But we're talking about 2 years from now. That's your goal. You want something in 2 years. You can work towards that. Maybe it is more profitable on the catering side. However, maybe you can make it work on both
And
because
is to
that's
do
your plan. To do both. That's what you said at the beginning, right? And it can be profitable if you have that space, right? Especially complementing the catering. Because you do need, I mean, right now you're using a commercial kitchen, so there's still expenses. So you have a lot more control when you have your own space, okay? But what I'm suggesting is, so sometimes there's fear and then there's this fear, okay? And sometimes we need to, as long as we are on the right path and it makes sense, okay? Now, some things might not seem to make sense to other people, okay? But the one thing about a vision, having a powerful vision and passionate about the vision, is it goes a long way. And as long as you're not throwing money ignorantly or frivolously into something, if there's a plan, okay, even there's going to be naysayers out there. You know that. Okay. And it's usually are the people closest to us. Now, maybe not, maybe your husband, maybe not because he's in business, which is really good. Because a lot of people, their partners are not entrepreneurial. Their partners just want you to be safe. Just stick to this because they don't want you to fail. They don't want you to get hurt,
it's
right?
true.
So they feed that scarcity. They feed that, not scarcity, being scared, the fear.
Correct.
Okay. Um, but sometimes we just have to do it scared, right? It's not, look, it's like one of my big motto for the year is to be comfortable being uncomfortable.
That's my motto this year because I'm an introvert. I'm an introvert, and like I said, things had scared me in life. It backed me away from doing a lot in my life. And my motto since I started a year ago was you have to get uncomfortable to be comfortable. And that's
Yeah.
exactly what I'm doing. Where I'm an introvert now, I've been doing networking events. I'm like emailing. I started emailing business. I'm trying to like get to know this person and this person and this person. So it's like I'm getting uncomfortable to become comfortable.
Yeah. So you have to be comfortable being uncomfortable to become comfortable, if that makes
Correct.
sense. Okay. Okay. So in the remaining time we have here today, what is one outcome you would like? One specific outcome that would really, you're going to go to your husband, you're going to shout out on social media, you got to talk to Marshall because wow, I saw the light. He helped me with this.
Let's see. How do I like at get to people know more about my business? Because nowadays I know everything is social media. Find like I do have a Google. Someone is working on my website, but I do try my best not that much post say on Instagram, Facebook. But when people reach out to me, customers reach out to me, I do ask them, how did you find out about my business? And the majority of them are on Google. And like I said, now advertising everything's social media. And that's why I'm saying I'm not good with that. Like I'm not good at like marketing and like
Hmm.
the business aspect and like social media and all that. So how do I reach out to more people regarding that?
Regarding getting help with that, or what do you mean by that?
Starting my business where it starts making, because right now I have had this business for a year, I'm not paying myself. And I guess that's the first couple of years with a lot of businesses, you don't pay yourself.
Hmm.
Do I start making a profit where in the next, by 2028, I'm able to lease a location? So I have
Okay.
customers because
Right.
you know my work is good.
Okay. Okay. So here's the thing. That's a big question. Okay. What I would suggest, what we would need to first do is look at your numbers, or I would suggest like look at all your numbers. Okay. And look at what your catering, like just your packages, your profit margin, all of that.
Mhm.
Okay. Do you have someone that can look through that with you?
Aside from my husband, no.
Okay. And would you go to your husband with that and have him look at it, or do you feel more comfortable having someone else look at the numbers because you want to do it yourself?
I would be comfortable asking him. I've never asked him, but I would be comfortable because
Okay.
also food industry as well.
Okay. So what I would suggest, this is what I would suggest. I would suggest because he's in the industry. Okay.
He's had the business for 14 years, but
Hmm.
he's not in social media.
Okay.
And now everything's social media, and now he's not into it. Now he's looking to say to hire somebody, but like so the business has been doing good because it's like 14 years now. But
Hmm.
like regarding how, and the thing is he's happy with his business and having that one, like say he has a restaurant, one restaurant, where me, I have a vision
Hmm.
more than one cafe. I have a vision opening up, a few cafes, doing other things.
Right.
And everything right now, these days, is social media. Everything's marketing.
Yes, it is, but it comes down, in the end, it comes down to customer experience. Okay. Especially whether it's the coaching space like this, like I can market like crazy. People don't know who I am. They'll just see my name and I'm just another person online, right? They have to experience this, what we're doing here. Okay. Same thing with you. They have to experience your creativity in what you put together. Okay. So referrals are huge, but we have to get people to experience you. So Google, if Google's a place where how people are finding you, there are strategies you can do. We can put together something, you and I, you can work with a Google expert. We could just do it ourselves. And it's a matter of like optimizing. You have a website?
Someone is working on my website.
Okay.
Yes. Right
Oh,
now, it's just like Google. And like I even got my niece to help me how to do Google. But like in the past year, like thank God, like my Google is like at 5 and it's 50 reviews. So I think for 50.
that's
And
awesome.
after every like customer, I do message them, ask them how did they like their charcuterie? I hope they enjoyed it. If they can please leave me a Google review. Majority say yes. Most don't leave me a review, but so far I've had the past year 50 reviews, and they're all five,
Well,
like five.
well, well. Okay. So first of all, that's awesome, right? The other thing is we would have to look at your Google profile, Google My Business profile, which we can do that afterwards. Again, I'm not a Google expert. I do know Google, especially for a local business. The opportunity for you is because you're local,
Okay.
right? So people say, "Oh, well, the opportunity is huge. We live in this global economy." Well, the problem is, how are you? Yeah, like I can coach anyone anywhere in the world. Not anyone, but anywhere in the world.
Okay, yes.
I've had conversations with people overseas, right? I can coach anyone anywhere in the world. But I'm not like I don't have a gazillion dollars to market that, to attract people all over the world. You
Okay.
have this, so because you have a geographical area, that's where Google can be very powerful.
Okay.
Okay. But again, really, it's going back down to the fundamentals. So these are all the how-tos. We can work on the how-tos. Everything is Marie Forleo. I think it's her aunt. Have to look it up. Do you know who Marie Forleo is? So she's like a thought leader. But she always says everything's figure outable. Okay, so everything is figure outable,
Like fixable. Okay. Yeah.
right? You might not know the answer right now. Like Tony Robbins says, you might not have the resources, but you could be resourceful.
Okay.
Okay, so you might not have the money to invest in this, but if it's important enough to you, you'll find it.
Okay.
Okay, obviously, depending on what it is. If it's $1 million, something might be right. But the point I'm trying to make is you have the vision. Okay. The key with you, what I see from our conversation, okay, is to do it scared because that's one thing that could definitely hold you back. And it's held you back in the past, you said. Okay. Now, when I say do it scared, I want to go deeper with that for a second because you don't want to do it scared ignorantly. And what I mean by that is let's say fast forward, and I'm not trying to scare you with this, but fast forward to 2028, and you say, okay, I'm ready. I found a place. I'm leasing it. I'm going to sign this 10-year lease. It's like whatever crazy amount of dollars. It's way bigger than you need, but because you have this big vision, you're just so excited about it, right? We take our emotions, which I think we need to bring our emotions back into business more, okay? But there's a fine line. And you just say, okay, I'm doing it. I'm signing on the dotted line. Everyone's telling you around you, you know, I might be your coach and mentor. I'm saying no, not to do it right now. Other people are saying, but you say, I'm doing it because I have a vision. I'm doing it scared. I'm doing it scared, right? I'm not saying that, okay? And this is a bigger conversation because you don't know necessarily who to trust, who to believe, what to do, okay? But in the end, there are a lot of things that are going to try to scare you along the way. I don't think the location sounds like a great idea. And at that time, it might be something you still want. It might even be bigger at that time. You might even do something bigger, grander, right? It's really all about having people on your team. And so far, you know, you said at the beginning, it started off, you said you're clueless about business. Well, I pushed back on that a bit because you've been in business now for a year and you have learned quite a bit. But what I would suggest to you moving forward is, and you've done it by yourself, you haven't relied on, you did the program, which is awesome, but you did all this yourself. Like, congratulations, like 1 year, you've done this, went from clueless in business to having this business for a year and 50 Google reviews.
Honestly, thank you. I never thought about that. Like, where I said I'm clueless in business, I guess with like how I guess I know more than I give myself credit for. Like even like the clients, like I've had like the government, like City Hall contact me a few times, or
Yep,
I had like spas contact me, and like the CEO of I did her catering of Startup Canada. So I've had like catering for a few of businesses and like law firms and that. So maybe I don't give myself enough credit for that.
100%. Sometimes we overestimate what we can do, but many times we underestimate what we've done.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's what I want you to keep in mind, right? I don't, and so when you build a team around you, and the fact that you've done this by yourself, like seriously, your husband was right there, and he's in the industry, okay? But you said, "Oh, I'm doing this on my own," is amazing. So you've imagined you've done that in 1 year. You've done it scared, but you've had this passion, this energy about you that has carried you through the year. Am I correct?
Correct. Yeah, because like I've always had a passion, two things, decorating and showing food with love. I'm Lebanese. We feed you, we show food with love. So I'm like, I combine two together. And
Yeah.
honestly is my passion and like my goal as well. And like also I said it's like for now it's like my time to work on like for the past couple of years I've worked on my personal self and personal development. And I do
Hmm.
believe in life we'll still be working on ourselves till the day we die. It's
Yeah.
all on ourselves. But since, like I said, 2017, I've been truly working on myself. Now it's like working on myself, but in another aspect, in the goal aspect, in the business aspect.
Yeah. 100%. I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you a bit of a secret. Okay, this is the stern truth. I can tell you a bit of a secret. For in business, okay, the business will grow as much as you grow. Now,
Okay.
some business owners end up outgrowing their business, and some businesses outgrow their business owners.
Okay.
Okay.
Find out more?
So some businesses outgrowing their business owners, all right? Some business owners can take their business to a certain level. They can grow as much as they can, right? It's all about leadership.
Okay.
Okay. I had my sign and graphics company for 29 years. I outgrew it, but it actually probably outgrew me well before that. Okay. It probably could have used a fresh face, a fresh voice years before I sold it. Being honest with myself, okay, I should have probably sold it 7, 8 years before. Okay, I had my coaching mentoring business as well, so I was doing both. But this is my passion. This is what I love to do. My heart and soul was not in my sign company.
Okay.
Okay, so I outgrew it, but I also think I took it as far as I could take it. And I knew it, but it took me 7 or 8 years to actually, as my father used to say, shit or get off the pot.
Okay.
It took me about 8 years, 7, 8 years to get that. It took actually my mother passing away for me to realize it's time.
And it wasn't your passion anymore.
It wasn't my passion for a long time.
Okay.
Okay. The people in the business, my employees, my clients, love them. Awesome. But the actual business itself wasn't doing it for me. And I probably wasn't in retrospect doing it for the business either. Okay. So I ended up selling my business to my biggest competitor, and what he's done with it is amazing because he has that passion. He has the vision. I kept trying and pushing, but my vision, my passion, my vision really was with my coaching mentoring business. Okay. So
If like you have a passion for something, you will succeed. It will grow big if you have that passion.
no,
Okay.
not necessarily. Okay. Because you can have all the passion in the world. You can have all the talent in the world. If nobody wants what you're selling or you're not good at it, okay, both, one or the other, it's not going to succeed.
Mm.
Number one. Okay. So obviously you have the passion. Obviously you have the talent.
I do, because honestly, not like to toot my own horns, but like when after I create them, I'm like, wow, like it turned out like amazing. Like I believe it's a gift I have. Not knowing first I was doing it for family and friends, and
Yeah.
as doing more, I became more creative and like it showed more. And like even like sometimes if I be like, oh, it's not that good, but the customer sees it, they're like, oh my God, it's amazing. But I guess we're our worst enemies where I'm so detail oriented. If like even a strawberry is a bit off place, like I know
Right. You have high standards,
I do.
quality standards, quality standards. It's not perfectionism. Okay. Do you think you're a perfectionist?
Yes, I am. And
Okay.
detail oriented, even in my personal life and
Yeah.
like my home and that. If you move a box of Kleenex like half an inch, I'll know.
Okay. Okay. Well, that's something you and I have to work on. Okay. Because perfectionism will kill your business.
And that's why I think one thing is that will hold me back is I know when I open up my cafe, I'm gonna have to hire employees. And what might be holding me back, and I know that will be, is it's like an artist telling somebody else to draw a
Yes.
painting. The artist isn't gonna let somebody else draw a painting. So that's me.
Yeah.
And it's gonna affect my business is I have to do it myself, or I think I have to do it myself.
It's not going to happen. There's no way. I'm not going to let that happen. Okay. Because I'll tell you something. That's where the perfectionism comes in, where it'll kill your business a little bit, maybe of a harsh word. Okay. It will halt the growth of your business because there's a difference between perfectionism and having high standards.
Okay.
Okay. So I want you to focus on quality standards, high standards for everything you do. And when you begin to hire people, okay, even if it's like a marketing strategist or let's say a coach, you have high standards. Doesn't have to be perfect, but it has to reach these standards. So every charcuterie board you put together, every event you do, it has to follow and have these, you have high standards. Because what is perfection? Like seriously, what is perfection to, and it's to who?
I don't think in life nothing is perfect. We're not perfect. My son, like I said, he's 20 years old. I used to tell him, what is it? It's like try, makes perfection. Now with my daughter, I don't say that at all. I'm like, you try, it makes progress. Because I know, so now she knows there's no such thing as perfect, and I know there's no such thing as perfect. I know nothing in life is perfect. We're human beings.
But but I have to say, that is what, if you live in a world of perfection, I do it best. No one can do it as good as I can do it. That's going to hold you back, right?
Yeah.
So that's something we'll have to work on when you get to that point. Because in order for your business to grow, even as you grow the catering, you might need to bring on people. And so that's where having standard operating procedures and high standards and expectations, and they can see this is what our standards. This is the charcuterie board we put out. This is the quality, and we strive for that every single time. Because in the food industry, in a restaurant, yeah, you have to strive for that every single time. Okay. but employees are going to make mistakes. Employees are going to do it maybe different. And the other thing is they might have some suggestions that might not be the way you would do it, but it's still high standards, right? And the more you empower people on your team to use their imagination, as long as it's within the high standards, it might not be your perfect way. The more,
I do want to learn that, especially like when the other day you had the webinar and like speaking where it's like you want to be the employer where you're able to take time off, enjoying your family, enjoying
yes,
and having employees. So I want to be that where I can take time off, but I know the business will still succeed even if I'm not there from open to close.
yeah, okay. So for you, what do you think right now your next steps should be?
Start emailing more businesses and going to cafes with a wholesale spreadsheet basically
Okay,
and tell them this is what I offer and this is like the charcuterie box, this is how much, basically it costs me, this is how much I want out of it, this is what you can make from it and that. So reaching out businesses and companies.
okay. And do you have a plan of how to do that and how many you want to do on, let's say, on like on a daily or a weekly basis?
No, that I still don't
Okay.
know.
Okay. Well, we can work on all of that. It was just, yeah, I was just curious if you had that. Um, and what type of companies, what type of businesses and companies are you going to reach out to?
Like I know definitely mortgage brokers and real estate agents because I know when someone purchases a house, they get like a gift basket.
Yep.
So instead of getting gift basket, you get charcuterie box. So I want to do that. I want to reach out to spas.
Mhm.
I want to reach out to say hair salons as well. It's like, how sometimes a customer comes in, a client comes in and they'll be like, would you like a coffee with that? Well, why not? Would you like a charcuterie box with that as well?
Right.
That I
Yeah.
would reach out to like actually, I'm a part of a networking event, and I was speaking to the person who created this networking event yesterday. We became friends, and she was telling me now they're collaborating instead of they were meeting once a month at a cafe. A hotel reached out to her,
Hmm.
a networking event, to go to the hotel. So she had told me, she's like, why don't like next time, I believe it's in February, we're gonna be meeting. She said, why don't you talk to the hotel and see if somehow you can collaborate with them?
Okay.
I have to get uncomfortable to be comfortable. So even that networking,
Yeah.
it took me a lot to start doing networking.
What about automobile?
I have two other
Huh?
have
Oh,
reached out to me. One is in the Gatineau side, in the Quebec side,
okay.
an hour away from me, and another one I'm meeting her next week. I guess it's a restaurant. They want me to do a charcuterie styling workshop, so they reached out to me. One I'm gonna be doing on February 14th and one on February 23rd. But the second location I'm going to, I guess it's like a pub restaurant. I'm gonna go see it next week. So also, I guess reach out to businesses as well and people who do like paint nights to even start doing that.
Well, yeah, there's no shortage. There's no shortage of people to reach out to, right? It's you want to go to where you're going to get it's the 80-20 rule. You want to go to the 20% that's going to yield 80% results.
And
Okay. Well, yeah, you don't want, I mean, you can walk down the street in Main Street, Ottawa, and you can like knock on every single door and offer this, right? Or you can go somewhere where they go and and someone can introduce you to all of them, right? Or somewhere like when you talk about like realtors, if you can get in with one let's say the top realtor in Ottawa, like I know where I am in Vancouver, our realtor's amazing, and she gives not only just when we bought the house, okay, but even Mother's Day, Valentine's Day, um, Father's Day, maybe even we get something. And just one day, I remember in October, I came home and there was a branded umbrella on my doorknob. How brilliant is that? This is Vancouver. I'm in Vancouver. It started to rain. Like now we're getting to rain season, and I use that umbrella all the time.
I do personally know our mortgage broker. He's
Yeah.
very, very well known in Ottawa and I believe Toronto as well. He has a company as well. So I I was telling my husband, I'm like, maybe I do a charcuterie platter for him and his family, and then he can talk because he knows him very well. He can talk to him.
Yeah. Yep. 100%. 100%. And also, I mentioned it earlier, but there was a lag in the conversation. Automobile dealerships,
I never thought about that.
because these are and I'm not talking about like, I'm not going to mention brands. I'm talking about like nice, like quality, high end dealerships like the Land Rover and Jaguar, Audi, Lexus, right? You're talking about, I guess Tesla, whatever. Like these places where, well, Tesla, a lot of people order online, but these dealerships, quality, high quality dealerships, hey, wouldn't that be great? I remember, yeah. You buy, you come and you get your car, right? You come in and the whole delivery thing, and they take pictures and whatever. They wanted to put a ribbon on my car, my Audi. I said, I don't need a ribbon. I've had a car before. I don't need a ribbon. Just give me the car. I'm excited. It's clean. It's like, I'm excited. But how cool would it have been for me to get into that car, sit down, and beside me on the seat would be a charcuterie box.
I honestly love that idea. I've never thought of that idea with like the nice dealerships. That is a great idea because I know
Yeah.
of dealerships in our area that are like the BMs and the Mercedes and
Yep.
that.
Yeah, for sure. I remember just going, I don't suggest this, but this is, um, you, people want to wow their customers in ways that blows their mind. Okay. So to give you here's another suggestion. I'll get to that one in a second. I remember years ago, I went to this uh, retro mechanic shop. Took my car into this retro. It was retro, meaning it looked like it was from the 50s. They wore like it was like the bowling alley kind of outfit. They just, the mechanics, and it was and the logo was all retro to the 1950s. It was very cool. And when I went to pick up my car, even though I'm a guy, whatever, it doesn't matter. When I sat in my seat, first of all, the car smelled nice and everything. And there was a rose on the seat beside me with a little note saying, "Thank you for your business." And it was a real rose. It wasn't plastic. It was nice,
Yeah.
right? Um, Property managers, right? Strata manager. Like, so sticking with real estate, speaking of leasing, when I leased one of my spaces for my sign company, the day I moved in, right there, or not right there, they came in with it. Um, Beautiful gift basket,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? But it wasn't just a gift basket of just like apples and potato chips and whatever. It was a gift basket, like they spent money on it. Like there was like a coffee, there was a bag of premium coffee beans, two coffee mugs, because it was a bit office, right? So to kind of get us going, a coffee grinder, like the actual appliance itself, and a few other things, but just sort of like to help me and my team get going in the new space. Stuff like that. Like there's so many opportunities.
I believe there is, and that's why I'm giving myself till 2028. It's like
Yeah.
this time for a year to work on reaching businesses and companies, and then start searching for like a place to lease by maybe like the fall or winter of 2027.
Okay. Okay. Before we go, I have a question for you. Because you got the vision down pat. Okay. You're going to do it scared, right?
Definitely 1,000%. And I think the one thing is, like I said, I'm telling myself I don't have a backup plan. So either I win or I win.
No, it's a great attitude. Great attitude.
Like that's my thing. It's like I'm gonna keep going.
So the one thing I'm just going to suggest to you, and I've said it before, don't do it alone. Okay. I know it sounds like you're determined and you're going to do it and nothing's going to stop you, and that's great. And so one thing, we've talked about this before, and I think you have this pretty much down pat, but like get clear on your why. Why are you doing this, and your what? Your 3-year what, which you have. Like you're talking about the location, eventually multiple locations or franchising, whatever it will look like at that point. And it might change. It might evolve, and that's okay. But make sure that you bring on people onto your team that can help you not just stay on the path, but continue down the path and support you in the process.
And that's where I feel like a part of when I tell you I'm not that good at business wise is that's a part where it's like, okay, I'll give you an example, like Nike, for example, or
Mhm.
say KFC, because KFC he started in his 60s.
Yep.
And he tried for a long time, and everyone shut the door in his face until he finally succeeded. But
Yeah.
eventually, he got people with him.
Okay.
Like any other business, like Nike or whatsoever, it's like there's people behind the owner that you don't see. And that's
100%. 100%.
vision and big goals. And I know I need to have people behind me. Like maybe not now, not today, but eventually
Yep.
to go up and for it to become a franchise.
Yeah.
I know 1,000% I need people behind me. And that's where, like, say, a lot of business owners or there are entrepreneurs that have six, seven entrepreneurs. You see on social media, oh, look, they're doing so well, but you don't know how they got it or you don't know who's behind them. And when
Eh,
I'm
eh,
doing this, it's like that's why I'm like, I don't know about business. It's like I know I need to hire people to help me.
Yeah. 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 And you will, and we'll have future conversations. Just stay on the path, keep the passion, moving forward, keep doing it scared. My suggestion, just like aside from, in addition to obviously, and we just talked about like bringing people on your team, at times slow it down. So I've got some action steps for you. I'm going to hold you accountable for this. And it's basically around the wholesale, okay? Not necessarily the wholesale, but the direct outreach. So what I would suggest for the next, and we can talk about this further later, but for the next, let's say 30 days, okay?
Writing it down.
So for February, because February is right around the corner,
Yes.
okay? It's the end of January now. February is right around the corner. So for the month of February, have a primary focus. Pick a couple of these industries and have a plan of getting the list and start reaching out to them and introducing yourself. Be firm on here's what it is. Like connect with them first, though. Is this something that would be of interest to them? You'd love to discuss because you're helping them look good for their clients, right?
Yes.
Realtors love that.
Or would I like for that, like say if it's a set location, would I go in person, like give them a charcuterie box so then they see what I'm talking about?
Not right away. I wouldn't right away, because they might not be interested. You don't want to, and it's time consuming and cost. Okay. If they want to sample it, if they have interest, you have to gauge their interest, pique their interest, gauge their interest.
Yeah.
Okay. So you can reach out to them. It could be on social media, like through DMs, through email. It could be the old phone. I would do it honestly, warm it first rather than a cold call. You could do a cold email or a cold message, and then you can always follow up by phone saying, let's say I'm a realtor. Hey, Marshall, sent you an email the other day or a DM or LinkedIn, whatever it was the other day. Not sure if you got it. Look at if this is a voicemail or if you get me live, if people actually pick up the phone, which is the challenge. That is a challenge, especially mortgage brokers, realtors, anyone like a B2B space or anyone in business, really. B2C, B2B, didn't really matter. Unless it's a retail location.
Okay.
Most like professionals who work from their cell phone don't answer their phones unless they recognize the phone number because there's just so many scams and spams and whatever.
True.
So I would first start with the email, and then I would basically follow up. If they answer, great. If it's a voicemail, just say just sent you an email or message the other day. Just want to make sure you got it. I would love to take 5-10 minutes of your time and just show you or show you what I could do for you and your clients. I think it might be of interest to you.
I like that. I really like that.
Right. And that's it.
That's a goal for February I can definitely work on.
Yeah. Okay. Was this helpful?
More than you know.
Okay. I'm glad. Okay. Don't go anywhere. Okay. We're just going to sign off of this part of it. Okay. Don't go anywhere. So if you guys I thank you very much for being open and authentic and transparent. And honestly, if I can include your information, if you're good with it, into the show notes of this.
Definitely, yes, like that.
And if people want to reach out, what's your geographical area that you can serve?
Like I can do in Ottawa, even in Gatineau, where it's like 20, half an hour away. I've had even, I believe, one client or two clients. One was on Vancouver Island. His
Okay.
family lives in Ottawa. So I've had even from Dubai, people from Dubai reach me their family are in Ottawa. So I've had from everywhere.
Okay.
In Canada, the farthest was like in Dubai, and they have family members here, and they purchase from me, and I deliver it, and I even personalize it with a nice card. Like,
Love it. Love it. Okay. Well, so for everybody watching this, okay, first of all, thank you. Isn't she amazing? If you know anyone in Ottawa, you want to surprise a family or a friend or a colleague or, a potential client or a client in Ottawa, go to the show notes, order from this amazing lady.
thank you very much.
Okay. All right. And for everyone else, we'll see you again next week. This was a special Business Therapy Thursday's episode, but we'll see you back on Tuesday on The Stern Truth. Thank you so much for tuning in to The Stern Truth. If you found today's episode helpful, we would love to hear from you. Please like, share, and leave us a review. Also, if you'd like to be a guest in an upcoming episode or join us in one of our Momentum Accountability Group sessions, simply email me to marshall@marshallstern.net. That's marshallstern.net. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you never miss an episode. Until next time, keep pushing forward and leading with confidence.